Have you ever had the feeling that your breath is just an automatic process? Imagine slowing down your heartbeat to the point of unlocking an energy so powerful, it could even alter the aging process. Does it sound unbelievable? It might certainly seem that way, and undoubtedly it's something bold, very bold. Today's video isn't just about breathing better. It's about accessing a portal that can transform your life. Don't believe me? Give me 30 seconds before deciding to leave. Long ago, hidden among the mysterious peaks of the Himalayas, lived those who were known as the Masters of Reality. At the heart of this ancient wisdom was something that at first glance might seem trivial: breathing. To the Masters of Reality, breathing wasn't just an automatic act, but a gateway to something far greater. According to legend, these yogis achieved absolute control over prana, performing incredible feats. They could slow their heartbeats to such an extent that they survived being buried alive for days. They walked through fire without being burned, and they even defied time, slowing down the aging process. The foundation of their practices was simple yet powerful: mastering the breath to unlock the energy channels within the body, known as nadis. According to these yogis, these channels were like an invisible system made up of more than 72,000 energetic rivers flowing inside us. However, for most people, these rivers, these energetic channels, are completely blocked. The solution lies in a practice called pranayama. Through specific breathing techniques, it is possible to unblock these channels and access universal energy, the cosmic network that connects everything and everyone. This universal energy is the source of life itself and can awaken the Kundalini, a dormant spiritual energy resting at the base of the spine. When this energy awakens, it's as if a new dimension of power and awareness opens within you. Are you surprised that something as simple as breathing can hold such profound secrets? Now imagine if I told you that through this practice, you could unlock abilities that seem straight out of a science fiction movie. Does it sound crazy? Perhaps. But in the ancient Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, all of this was reality, not fantasy. The Masters of Reality claimed that by mastering the breath, extraordinary abilities could be achieved. Anima, the power to reduce one's body to the size of an atom. Mahima, the ability to expand to unimaginable proportions. Laghima, the lightness to the point of levitation. These abilities were considered real experiences, achievable by those who reached samadhi. Samadhi is that state where the mind and body vanish, leaving only consciousness in the vast infinite. Try to imagine what it would be like to experience this. A moment when time stops, your mind becomes completely still, and you feel connected to the universe. The yogis believed that in this state, even Ishvara, the divine consciousness, revealed itself. And do you know what guided them to that state? Breathing. It was the gateway, the bridge between the physical world and the spiritual one. Today, I want to share one of these ancient pranayama practices with you. This technique can open your energy channels and take you to a state so profound it can change everything. Breathing is not just about survival. It is a tool for connection, transformation, and self-discovery. Here's the challenge. If you commit to practicing it every morning, you will see your reality transform and manifest in ways you can't even imagine right now. Have you ever noticed how your mood can change from one moment to the next? Sometimes everything seems to flow smoothly, while other times it feels like the weight of the entire world is on your shoulders. Breathing is not just about survival. It is a tool for connection, transformation, and self-discovery. When our breath becomes shallow, we close ourselves off from the world. But when we are calm, everything feels lighter, as if we are in harmony with life. The problem is that we often give too much importance to negative thoughts that appear out of nowhere. It's almost as if we are waiting for something bad to happen. Without realizing it, we start to believe those thoughts and feel fear. Our breathing shortens, our body tenses, and the tension grows. Why does this happen? Because we give credibility to the negative stories our mind creates and feeds. In recent years, I decided to change this pattern. I started observing those thoughts instead of letting them carry me away. I took a step back and watched them as if I were a spectator of my own mental performance. This shift was only possible through meditation. I learned to breathe more slowly, and above all, to stay still when I felt the urge to run away. Instead of reacting, I pause, observe, and remain present. Before, things were different. At the end of the day, I would collapse onto the couch, turn on the TV, and eat anything I could find. I would enter a state of total apathy, and it wasn't just my body that suffered. I realized that this behavior was an attempt to silence something within me, something that kept resurfacing, forcing me to confront it. The real change came when I decided to stop running and face every part of myself, even those I preferred to ignore. And do you know what I discovered? When I accepted those parts of myself, the weight began to dissolve. Instead of resistance, I found a peace I didn't even know I was looking for. I clearly remember the moment when I truly started to breathe, and by breathing, I mean deeply, feeling every inhalation, allowing myself to coexist with my emotions exactly as they are. It was as if, for the first time, I created space within myself to grow, to understand who I was and what I felt. And that's when I understood that breathing is so much more than filling your lungs with air. It's a step toward transforming our consciousness. Most people, without even realizing it, breathe through their mouths. Do you know what this causes? Problems like sleepless nights and relentless snoring. Many people suffer from this without knowing the main cause is improper breathing. When you start breathing regularly through your nose, your breath becomes deeper and more natural. The benefits are immense. You feel healthier, get sick less often, recover faster, and even your appearance improves. All of this thanks to something so basic yet so rarely taught: breathing. Breathing is life, literally. But it's not just about living, it's about living well. This small change could be the first step toward transforming everything. Now let's talk about something that seems simple but is truly an art: breathing with your diaphragm. Yes, that muscle we often forget we have. Let me tell you how I discovered this technique in a rather curious way. It all started when I noticed the way my partner, who was then my girlfriend, breathed while sleeping. Her chest would rise and fall rhythmically, like a delicate choreography. Shortly after, my young cousin came to visit. One evening, as I watched him sleep, I noticed something different. It wasn't his chest that moved, but his abdomen. Diaphragmatic breathing is something we are born knowing how to do. Many of us forget it over time, but as newborns, our breathing is deep and instinctive. The abdomen moves back and forth effortlessly as we use the diaphragm, a natural connection to life, a flow as pure as existence itself. Breathing deeply feels like reaching the most intimate parts of your soul. It's sensing the air fill every corner of your body, all the way down to the lower belly near the pelvis. It might sound like an exaggeration, but try it and you'll understand. Here's a simple exercise. Place one hand on your lower back and the other on your abdomen. Take a deep breath, expanding your abdomen, then exhale slowly, letting it return to its natural position. It's the abdomen that should move, not the chest. At first, it might feel strange, but this is how it works. Most people breathe shallowly, with their chest rising and falling constantly. This type of breathing is not only less efficient, but can also create tension and impact emotional health. Return to breathing as you did as a child. Diaphragmatic breathing isn't just a technique, it's a way to reconnect with your body and mind. If you haven't tried it yet, I invite you to give it a go. It's a small change that can make a big difference. What do you think? Are you ready to take this first step, or better yet, this first breath? The key is right here. It's a small change that can make a big difference. What do you think? Are you ready to take this first step, or better yet, this first breath? The key is right here. Nowadays, however, most of our spines are overloaded and damaged by poor habits. The good news is that this can all be corrected with simple daily adjustments. For example, try lifting your arms as high as you can. This doesn't just improve your posture, but also enhances your overall well-being and even the way you breathe. It creates a positive cycle that can transform everything. So, if you want to take care of your posture and by extension your spine, remember, it's simple but requires consistency. Adjust your spine, relax your body, breathe deeply, and you'll immediately notice the difference. Now, Are you ready to transform your life by investing just a few minutes a day? We recommend 15 minutes daily. Over time, you'll notice your breathing naturally lengthen. Inhalations will become deeper, exhalations longer, and everything will happen effortlessly. At this point, your body and mind will begin channeling the energy of the universe. At first, it's normal for thoughts from your day to invade your mind. When that happens, don't worry. Simply bring your attention back to your breath as if it were an anchor. After 8 to 10 minutes, your breathing will start to slow down. It's as if your body understands on its own. Now is the time to relax. At this stage, your muscles will relax, your body will feel lighter, and your breath will flow so calmly that you'll hardly notice it. Do you know what's most extraordinary? Even your thoughts will begin to slow down. This connection between mind and breath isn't random. When the rhythm of breathing decreases, the mind follows, and suddenly, that whirlwind of ideas transforms into deep calm. It's almost magical. So, whenever you feel the need to slow down the inner chaos, remember, breathe slowly, at your own pace. This simple act of observing the air entering and leaving your body is the key to a state of mindfulness and tranquility. Be honest with yourself, it will be a challenge at first. But do you know what's great? After some time, everything slows down and your practice will flow quite naturally. Here's an invitation for you. Why not commit to 40 days, just a few minutes each day? To keep yourself motivated, you could create a space to share your experience, perhaps right here in the comments. Every day, come back and tell us what you felt, what you experienced. Consistency is key. At the end of this period, you'll decide whether to continue or stop. But I assure you, if you do this practice during that time, it will transform your state of mind and your life. And you'll never want to go back. Do you want to go further? Combine this meditation of emptiness with something even more powerful, creating your reality. Yes, because the most effective way to transform the world around you is to work on what happens inside of you. Think of your mind as a mirror. What you project internally reflects in your external life. Take advantage of this moment, not just to meditate, but also to plant the seeds of the reality you desire. If you've made it this far, I want to tell you something. You're not like everyone else. While most people live on autopilot, jumping from one video to another, you've chosen to stop, listen, and discover something simple yet incredibly powerful: your breath. This alone puts you on a different path, that of someone who wants to transform, discover, and grow. I like to think of our journey as a mountain trail. At the beginning, it's normal to wonder if it's worth continuing. Will there be something up there that justifies the effort? But do you know what's extraordinary? You've chosen to move forward. And now, looking back, you can see how every step, every minute of attention has brought you closer to something greater. Perhaps a version of yourself you didn't even know existed. Thank you for being here, for allowing yourself to feel, reflect, and take that first step toward the portal within you. We are in this journey together, learning, exploring, and growing. Now take a deep breath. Feel the air entering and leave with one certainty. Something within you has already begun to change. The highest intelligence is life itself, and the light of knowledge is ready to fill your heart. If you enjoyed this video, what you see on the screen is perfect for continuing the journey. You are the universe. We are the universe.